Hi, welcome to Musicians Hangout with your host, Crash Fistfight from Dissonant Chaos and Fatal Butterfly, and Maxine Maxwell from the Maxwells.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's great to be back. Welcome to a whole week with Musicians Hangout. Week 41. Heck yeah. All right.
41. Happy Wednesday in this quarantine. I'm quarantine now.
I think 3.
I lost count.
I think I've been 3. with the high school. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's crazy. I'm going to share our link to the show really quick.
Oh, yeah.
And then we're going to go over our mission statement and introduce you guys to our guests in just a little bit. Trying to get to the Musicians Hangout page. If you guys haven't liked Musicians Hangout on Facebook yet, go ahead and go on our page and like us.
And definitely check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel. The more the merrier.
We've gotten more subscribers. Thanks, guys. That's freaking great.
Yes, absolutely. Every bit counts.
All right, I am posted. So go ahead and watch us live, guys. YouTube or Facebook. All right, so I'll go over our mission statement, and then we'll introduce the band that we're with. Our mission statement for Musicians Hangout is to be part of a revolution, to create friendships with other artists, and build a community network to save music. And goodness, we are doing that as we speak right now with this and with our coronavirus concert series. So tune in Friday for that. All right, so we have 6 Gun in the house.
Yeah, well, 3 out of 4.
Yeah. So we'll have another one join in shortly. I'm sure you said it with them.
Maybe.
Okay, cool. So go ahead and introduce yourselves. Go ahead and start with Jake over here.
Yeah, Jake. I don't know if you guys can see. I sing, play rhythm guitar, and do most of the lyric writing and melody writing.
Nice.
I'm Mike. I play bass and do backing vocals and pretend to write.
Mike's a
Chris.
Shakespeare.
I play guitar. I get to cover most of the lead stuff, not all of it. And I'm a team player, so I let Jake do all the writing. I let Mike do all the writing, and I just kind of throw a riff in here every now and then.
Chris does what we like to call the wheedly wheeze. So Chris does wheedly wee quite a bit on the guitar. So that's his kind of specialty.
All right, on. That's cool.
You'll get to see it real soon in a music video.
Yeah, we're working on a video. Yeah, we're currently about halfway through editing right now.
Nice. Oh, that's great. Do you guys do the editing, or do you have somebody doing it for you?
It sounds better if I say it this way, but we have people for that. So.
Heck yeah, that is awesome.
No, seriously, we have people for that. We play music. We don't edit videos.
I understand. I have people for that too.
Yeah. If I edited, it would look like a live stream. So.
What's wrong with that? No, I'm just kidding.
Nothing, but for a music video, maybe there is.
Right?
Well, thanks everybody for joining in. Chat room, if you got any questions for our guys throughout the night, just let us know. Chime on in. I was going to ask you guys how you got your name 6 Gun.
That's a common question, actually. The easiest way to explain it is it's kind of like going back to picture like a dusty street with cowboys and saloons and getting called out in the street if you steal somebody's horse or you look at somebody's wife the wrong way or something and they call you out in the street and you got to answer for your actions. That's 6 Gun kind of trying to encapsulate that.
Wah, wah, wah.
A little bit. But without being like, I didn't want anything to say the word country because we're not a country band. There's a little bit of elements of some roots and some Americana stuff for sure, but we're definitely not a country band. So I didn't want anything I didn't want a name that you could hear and say, okay, I know it's that I know it's that kind of band. You know, certain bands you hear, if you hear a number in the name, you know they're. But anyway, go for it,
Jake. I think all three of us have a different name, different genre that we call the band.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I like to call it a punkabilly band,
Cool.
and I think I've heard Jake call it a cowpunk band.
Nice.
Mike,
Yeah.
what do you call it?
Well, I started calling it a punk band, but now, like, the longer we've been going and the type of music we've been playing, it's like a kind of an all-around rock band to me, with a lot,
Rock and roll, yeah.
with a lot of maybe more on the punk side.
Oh, okay.
A lot more
I get
rock.
that. I get that.
That's cool.
My band Fatal Butterfly is kind of like that.
Kind of like punk, when punk was more of the attitude and it wasn't the style of music, where you can hear, like 90s skate punk. A lot of times people hear, and I love that, don't get me wrong, but a lot of people listen to that and think that's quote unquote punk rock. But punk is more of an attitude and more of a vibe than it is a specific sound, I think. So we try and encapsulate that.
Very cool.
I get that.
Yeah. Nice. How long have you guys been in your band together?
A couple of years with this group. Six Gun started back in 2004, back in California.
Wow.
Had a run for 2 or 3 years, and then took a break for 10 or 12. It was a completely different lineup previously in California. I started the band down there. That's where I'm from originally. Moved up here and recruited. I was in a band before with Chris. I recruited Chris for Six Gun, and he brought in Mike and our drummer Jim, and we all four kind of clicked right away. We had to take a bit of a hiatus. We had some medical stuff going on and some scheduling things for a little bit, where we took a break for a few months. But the last, I don't know, about year or so, we've really been going at it pretty hard. And the nice thing is we had a catalog of music already, and the guys that are in the band now are not that the other guys weren't good, but the guys in the band now are professionals, and so they show up and they know the songs and they play, and they play really well. And so it's really it's kind of invigorating and really fun again, 15 years later, to do this all over again. So
Yeah, that is really cool.
yeah.
Huh. Sweet story, guys.
Yeah.
Right on.
I think we're giving Chris too much credit on me coming in. He put a ad on Facebook in a local
Okay.
band thing, and I've known Chris for 3 years, 4 years
At
prior,
least.
and we're looking for a bassist for this project, and I just replied, I was like, what, so you're not even gonna text me or nothing?
Yeah, Jake had called me and asked me if I was interested, and because I had worked with Jake in a previous band, I have friends. We always have this mantra that, like, real musicians are always in at least 2 bands. No offense, Jake. You'll get there. But
I'll get there.
so
I'm just a singer.
I am always in 1 or 2 bands at a time. And I was in a band with Jake called 15 Stitches.
Remix.
And at the same time,
Wait,
I was
did
in
you
a
say
band
15 Stitches?
I was,
Jake
yeah, originally.
Oh, I know. Oh, okay, yes, I recognize that band.
Yeah. Jake was the original singer, and we had
Really?
done a lot of work together in a real short period of time. How much was it? 19 songs we did.
Wow,
Yeah, we did a lot.
Something like that.
that's
It was
amazing.
incredible, and not all of it got finished. Just things happened. At the same time, I was in a band called Nothing Sounds Good. Nothing Sounds Good sort of. Yeah, I know. It was the best name we could come up with.
They were better than their name.
I like it.
Yeah, we were. It was that band was it was great for me because I got to do everything that I wanted to do, and
Wow.
Jim was the drummer, and that's how I got to know Jim. And when this project came around, I knew a couple bass players, but I knew about Mike because of his other band, and I always wanted to play in a band with Mike.
Shout out,
And
Faulkner. Yeah.
whether
Shout
you
out
knew
to
that
Mike.
or not, Mike, that was how
Aw.
I was ready. So when Jake approached me with this, I just went to Facebook and just said, "Hey guys, I need a bass player for a project." And Mike was I think the first post, and after that, it was like, "Cool, we're done." So within I don't know, a couple months, we had enough songs for to at least play a show, and then we played a couple, and the health problems were mine, so that was exciting.
Oh,
But yeah, it's cool now. And when we were ready to hit it hard, like the last few months, I mean, we just got back from Oregon. You know, before we left for Oregon, we did the video up in Seattle. You could literally see coronavirus floating around. I think it's in the video.
It's in the light. Yeah.
And we went from here to Portland, and then what was it? Portland to Medford, and then
Jacksonville and then Medford.
Yeah. So we've been like full pedal, pedal to the floor up until we actually had shows hopefully scheduled for Meeker Days in Puyallup. I think 2 shows for that. Hopefully, I don't know that it's going to work out now.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I hope so.
We're booked through the year essentially.
Yeah, all the way up through to August, at least. And once you get into August, getting shows for the summertime is pretty simple.
yeah.
But King County Fair, we have a scheduled date for that if that still goes. So now that this whole stay home, stay healthy thing has kind of occurred, it's really sort of put the brakes on everything, which is really hilarious because I had to put the brakes on the whole project, and I fully expected the guys to go find another guitar player. Like I was totally ready to hear them say, "Okay, man, we're just going to find someone else and keep going." And they were, believe it or not, both my bands were gracious enough to say, "Well, we don't want to do this without you," which I thought was like really genuine of everybody, because I probably would have fired them.
Yeah, but we can't.
I would think twice about that now. That's for sure.
Can't get Wally pipped, man. You can't go out to an injury.
Anyway, but it's been a lot of fun. We went into the studio recently. We just finished
just put a record
songs,
out.
Jake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's called Booze, Pills, and Cheap Thrills, which is super ironic because the only part of that that's really true is the booze and maybe cheap thrills. I don't know, Mike. I saw that. But we, the recording stuff was always stuff that I never really was a big fan of recording, but this record was put together so quickly, and it's some of the best work that I've done, at least in a very long time. It's been a couple of years since I was
playing musicians that push you past your comfort zone and actually make you work for it, and essentially make you better. Like, I love that.
Yeah. And this is one of those bands for me. Like, I'm a hard rock, heavy metal kind of guy. And when Jake got me into this, I was like, well, shoot, I better pull out some of these Social Distortion records that I've had that I haven't listened to in 25 years, and start listening to that, and then dip into some Johnny Cash that I haven't heard since I was a kid, and the occasional country tune here and there, and also start working more on blues. Funny enough, if you turn the distortion and the amp up loud enough and you play a blues riff, everyone thinks you're a metal god, or a hard rock guy. But if you turn the distortion and the gain down a little bit, now all of a sudden you're a blues artist. So, so it's been really fun, and it's been really interesting. Hi, Anna. And sorry, my dog came in.
Oh, we welcome that. We like fur babies on the show. Show us your fur baby. Oh,
I love about fur babies.
That's Hannah. Anyway, but working with these guys has been really liberating in a sense, because you know, Jake basically shows the foundation of stuff. Him and Mike sort of work out the rhythms and the structure of the songs. And then I'm just like, well, how about I throw a solo here, you know, or don't.
The Wheedly Wheeze.
Yeah,
The Wheedly Wheeze.
I got to get my hat. So anyway, I'm done talking.
Well, that's cool. I was going to ask you guys, how many songs does Six Gun have?
Oh God, 30 something.
Wow, good job.
Yeah.
That's
a couple albums and then some.
Heck yeah. Are you guys working on another album?
So we put out one album back in 2005, like a major, you know, album put it out. And then we just did this EP. And the way we kind of built our schedule before everybody got bird flu or whatever is we built the schedule up so that we had pretty much the whole year kind of on the road, out for 3-day weekends and things like that. And then we were going to stop at the end of October. We have another fall tour that we're working on. And then starting November, we're going to hit the studio again and do another 6 or 8 song EP, maybe a full album for next, you know, spring around this time, and release something else. So my goal now, I mean, we're all older guys, you know, we're all 40 or so and older. And our goal now is just to keep writing and recording and keep playing music so that we have something to leave behind that's, you know, somewhat of a time capsule, and nobody's going to die famous or anything. We don't think we're going to do that. But like you read in your mission statement, we're all about promoting just rock and roll music, and music that is kind of music that you could have played 30 years ago, or music you can play 30 years from now and still makes people bob their heads and get into it. We don't want it to be anything you can date. So
that's
exactly.
Cool.
That's kind of like the mantra of the band is like, long live rock and roll.
Yeah, that's the tagline. Long live rock and roll. That's all it is.
I love that. Yeah. Very cool. Well, I was going to ask Jake if he wanted to play something for us.
Yeah, we can do that.
Sweet. All right, guys. So we're going to bring Jake up on the screen, but you guys are still going to be in our green room, okay? So Chris and Mike, you'll still be on the show, but we're going to make his full screen.
Yep, I'm going to go get a drink.
All right, do that. Cheers.
One too, Mike. I'll tell you what, I will do. I'll do "Lonely Man." This is the song that we just did the video for. It's kind of weird. Some of these songs, most of these songs, all have guitar solos in them, and I can't do 2 things at once. So I will play the basic song, and you'll have to listen to the record or come out and see a live show if you want to catch some Wheedly Wheeze from Chris. But this is "Lonely Man." So flag me if it's too loud and you need me to turn something down. But here we go. Trust nobody but me. I treat the outsiders like they have a disease. No one gets the time of day from me. I wake up every morning with the coffee on, but there's no one to greet me at the break of dawn. And with no one's help, I keep moving on. The life of a lonely man is the life of me. No one lets you down. No one can cheat. I'm dead and buried, and I'm long gone away. My stubborn independence will be far outweighed by the fact that no one knows my name. The life of a lonely man is the life of me. No short version. How's that?
Very
right,
good. Thank
Like
you.
murdered Mike.
That was awesome. Oh,
Mike-
Mike's still off getting his drink.
He'll be back.
He will. He will.
So yeah, there's a lot of guitar solo in that on the record. The video we shot at Lucky Liquor. It's a lot
nice.
more abrasive than that, but yeah, it's a cool song. It's fun.
I love it. Cool. So how long ago did you guys write that song?
You had your
She-
own.
I wrote that like 15 years ago.
Wow, very cool. Yay. There's our friend from Spain. Thanks, Breno.
Hey, Brano, thanks, man.
That was great.
Go buy the record.
Yeah.
Stream it for free. I don't care.
I'm a promoter.
Well, it was really fun having live music on. We love that.
Oh,
Thank
look,
you.
he's back.
Hey, that was short.
Yeah, I did one. We're good for now.
He only played part of it, Mike.
It didn't help that I spilled my scotch on the way back in.
Oh, you didn't have to hurry like that. Sorry, dude.
Well, it's just I'm fat and I
a party
punched the bell
bell.
game on the way in.
It's a short song if you take out both the guitar solos.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I get you.
Apparently not as good either.
Yeah, that too. It helps if you remember the song. I mean, it's part of it.
Fair point.
That's a really pretty guitar, by the way.
Thank you. I've got a habit of putting stickers all over them. So
I see. That's seen. Very cool. So I was gonna ask.
I
you-
usually do, but my bass is so pretty that I just
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh,
I
are we
cut out.
cutting out?
Cutting
Crash,
out.
crash.
yeah.
Anyway, what else?
Well,
What were you
I have
saying,
a
Lexi?
question for each one of you about how you became musicians. So, who wanted to go first on their story about your musical journey?
Chris. I don't hear about Def Leppard, so Chris can go
Like
first.
what age
No.
did you start?
Mine actually had only modicum amount of Def Leppard to do with it.
Def Leppard's awesome.
Do you guys want my story first?
Sure,
Yeah.
go ahead, Chris. Tell us.
Okay,
Sure.
so grade school, junior high, I played trumpet in the school band, and I really enjoyed it. I liked music, obviously. And sometime around, I don't know, 11, 12, I started getting into rock music. And particularly, I remember specifically Guns N' Roses. And shortly before that, Def Leppard had come out with Hysteria. And I
Ooh.
really liked that album.
Mhm.
I really liked Iron Maiden. Name any hair band and I probably enjoyed it. But so for the longest time, I was like, how am I going to get a guitar? And nothing really, like I didn't think about it much. And then my friend and I, we went to see Faith No More
Yeah.
open for Billy Idol. And I
Oh.
wasn't really a Billy Idol fan, but the concert was at the Tacoma Dome.
Nice.
And it was on Halloween, which at the time, I think I was like 15, didn't really give a I was, almost.
You can say that. It's okay.
You're
Yeah.
all right.
Well, I didn't really care to go trick-or-treating naturally, but I went to that concert and Faith No More was awesome, but Billy Idol was even more awesome.
I bet.
And the straw that broke the camel's back was I had never seen so many women in one place with so little to wear.
Oh my.
And I was like, that's it. The next day, or like the next week, I took a bunch of baseball cards that I had and I sold them. And I went to the pawn shop in downtown Puyallup and I bought a guitar. A few days later, my mother figured out what I had done, and I think her head split down the middle, and a demon came out and said, "What did you do?" You know. Anyway, I wasn't able to keep that guitar, but they bought me one.
Did you tell her why?
I think if she was upset at me selling my baseball cards, the irony of it is that was a really good investment in getting rid of the cards while they were still worth money, because now they're worth nothing. But I ended up getting a guitar, a couple months later. I think my mom thought that the guitar I bought was junk, which it may or may not have been. I don't really even know. It was a Fender type guitar.
Oh yeah, probably.
But the guitar they bought me wasn't a whole lot of money. I mean, it was only a couple $100. And I started taking lessons at the Hi-Ho Music Center down on Valley Avenue, which is what I think now is the Loose Wheel. That actually used to be a huge music store. Guitars everywhere.
Yeah.
And you remember that, Mike?
I do.
Yeah. And I took lessons from one of the teachers down there, and I blasted through him so quickly. He was like, "You're going to have to go and take lessons from this other guy." And funny enough, I still take lessons with that guy because I can and I have fun with it. But yeah, it was that concert that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, because I was literally at first was like, do they know what they're doing? Because I had two sisters, they didn't dress like that. And of course, yeah. Anyway, naive, and was like, "Well, this is the coolest thing ever." And I will say this: Faith No More was amazing, but I was really blown away by Billy Idol. Like at that time, it was I think the mid '90s, early to mid '90s, and he had just gotten in that really bad motorcycle accident.
Right.
Like
where he had the cane.
Yeah, he came out on stage with the cane.
But he had a sick ass cane, though, man. That thing was sick.
I had no idea. I had like nosebleed seats, right? But after like the first or second song, he just was like, "Let me get rid of this fucking stick and get on with some rock and roll." And that night, like that changed everything. So, needless to say, because I like Def Leppard a lot, I started. Steve Clark is one of the guitar players that I really admire, mostly because his guitar solos that he had done and a lot of the work that they had done, it was very melodic. Like it wasn't just like, here's how fast I can play. It was like they added to the song, and that's what I try to do in the bands I'm in is if I can't make a solo like complement the song, then it just doesn't need to be in it, because songs can hold their weight on their own. They don't need some jackass doing all the wheedly wheeze, So, but sometimes that stuff's, there to add some kind of a break, Anyway, that's my story.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing.
That's a great story, actually.
Heck yeah.
Go ahead, Mike.
Because
I haven't talked very much. So I grew up in a musical household. My mom always thought music was important. So I grew up listening to Motown and classic rock.
Yeah.
Good combo.
So, that's what I grew up on. And then my older siblings are, my brother's 12 years older than me. So when I was a little kid, that was like, when Metallica was on their way up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I found Metallica. And basically from then on, I've been hooked on rock and metal. And then same as Chris, in elementary school, I played trumpet. And then all the way through high school, I learned every brass instrument.
Wow.
But in middle school, I started listening to punk rock.
Yeah.
And I found like Bad Religion and Pennywise and NoFX and all the good stuff.
Cool.
And then
Get him out.
I wanted to learn how to play guitar, and so I started on the guitar. But everybody I knew played guitar.
Yeah.
So and I was having difficulty because I have really big hands. So bass, I was kind of messing with the bass, and then I found Primus when I was about 13.
Nice.
So once I found Primus, I was like, you can make a bass do that. You know,
Hey,
20
yeah,
years
right?
old, I can't do that. But just watching Les Claypool play kind of what got me really.
He's so amazing. He's one of my favorite bassists of all time.
So then, since music's always been a part of my life, I mean, I got a job when I was 16 just to go to concerts. Me and my best friend went to everything. Like,
wow.
I have about 300 ticket stubs just from high school and a few years after. And then, you know, my mom took me, like, I've been to like the Moody Blues and like I went to Tom Petty every year when he was alive.
Nice.
Eagles and just
Oh my God,
of classic rock. And, so I've been playing bass for about 25 years now, and then just always been music. And the good thing about Six Gun is, you know, metal. I love metal. My other band is a metal band, but honestly, punk rock is more my roots. I've always just loved punk more, so just getting in this band and playing punk rock again has been great. Like, makes me super happy.
That's awesome.
That's pretty much it for my story. I know it's shorter than Chris's, but yeah.
That's all right. Thanks for sharing. That was great. It's always cool to hear where everybody started, man.
My turn.
Yeah, go ahead, Jake.
So I'm a drummer.
Yeah, I was wondering. Yes.
You can't tell by the way I play guitar. I'm a drummer.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up Southern California, so I had the luxury of having every band that ever toured come through back in the day. So
Where at?
I followed Beastie Boys on tour. Ventura, so right above LA,
nice.
suburbs.
Wow.
So 9 years old, I got my first drum kit, and I used to sit out in the garage with headphones on and just play along to Led Zeppelin records. My mom was really into like Linda Ronstadt and really old country, and I wasn't into that much at the time. Like she didn't like the good outlaw country like Waylon and Willie and that stuff. She was into like Crystal Gale and shit like that. Like it was terrible. With my dad, it was either Led Zeppelin or Elvis Presley. Those were the two things that he would play. And
I did Elvis, man.
I got turned on to both of those things early and played drums along to Led Zeppelin records until I got to where I thought it was good enough, or I thought I was, you know.
Yeah.
And really from there, I mean, I could go on. I'm that guy who likes everything, but my theory on music is that if it's quality, it doesn't really matter the genre. There's really good music in every genre, and there's terrible music in every genre. So if we can find the quality, and I don't think quality is subjective. I think talent is subjective. I don't think quality is subjective, but that's another discussion. But I grew up in bands as a drummer, and I got tired of lugging drums around, to be honest with you. And selfishly, I said, God, I'm going to be in a band and play guitar and just show up with a guitar, and they don't have that much gear. And now I have as much guitar gear as I had with drums, but started Six Gun in 2004 as the singer and guitar player for that reason. And have done some other things as a singer since then, but Six Gun kind of came from that. But my roots of music was Elvis, like roots-based, Johnny Cash, Zeppelin is one. And I found all that stuff on my own. Like I had to go out and find Motown. I had to go out and find, you know, Hank Williams Sr. Nobody turned me on to that stuff. I had to find it. But I found it and I fell in love with it. And I really love how, to me, I listen to music and I can hear the family tree in music, and you can hear where something came from, and you can hear how it's related to something else. And if you follow a timeline and you follow the history of music, it's such a neat thing to get lost in. And I find myself seeking out new bands now. You know, I'll be 41 this year, and I'm still trying to find new bands all the time and find stuff that I haven't heard, or people that are doing stuff that they haven't done. So I'm just a fan all the way through.
Awesome.
Nice.
I love Led Zeppelin. Cool. I get you. Like, we're both drummers, so we lug our equipment mostly.
Yes.
We get some help, but we mostly break it down and carry it.
Yeah, and I have 2 kick drums instead of the double kick pedal.
Yeah, there you go.
And 3 toms, 3 rack toms, and a floor tom, and a snare. So it's a lot of crap I gotta lug around. And
Yeah,
our drummer, Jimmy, he's not here, but he's a magician. That guy has everything on a rack. It's all memory locked, and that guy has a giant drum kit. And he shows up, and 10 minutes later, he's ready to play. So,
dang.
I mean, I'm in it in like 12 minutes, but yeah. But I gotta have somebody. Hey, while I'm doing this, can you like set my booms up for me?
yeah.
Like, I need a roadie, is what I need.
I set up in like 2 minutes. I've got a little mini kit now, so like it's a little Ludwig like road kit.
Oh, we just played with a band that used one of those.
I freaking love it.
Like a kick, one rack tom,
It sounds
like a floor and a snare.
It's by Questlove,
really impressed.
so it's got really deep tone to it, and the bass is rised up, so it projects, so it's really loud. In fact, the sound guy at my last gig said that it sounded like a 23-inch and not like a 16. And I took that as a huge. Yeah, it was fun to play on because I've got Bertha. She's a pretty regular size kit, but the drums themselves are big. She's got big circumference, so I'm really happy I don't have to lug her around anymore. She can just stay in my studio.
That's the appropriate name for a she with circumference is Bertha. So
there she is. There she is. Right, I thought it pretty appropriate to name her Bertha. And I named her that while I was lugging her and packing her into my vehicle. So.
My drum kit's name is Tank, and he is enormous. Enormous. It's a 7-piece kit with 7 cymbals. It's ridiculous.
Nice.
Beautiful kit.
I love him.
Yeah.
He was donated to me by other musicians.
Jake, you got another song teed up?
Our industry.
Yeah, you want to play another song, Jake?
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Let's do this. Good cue, guys.
All right, we'll do one more. We'll do a old one. I guess they're all old to you guys, but there we go. Last night, about 10:30, I went drinking with some of my friends. I lost my money and I lost my keys. I almost passed out in the street. The sky went black above my head. Clouds opened up and I got wet. My woman's sleeping with my best friend. It's that goddamn black cat bone again. Got a black cat bone, curse on my soul. Got a black cat bone, no good luck at all. Late last night, about 1:30. Well, now it's last call. That's the end of my fun. Drowning my sorrows, one drink at a time. I was falling asleep so I did a line. Got spotted by Deputy Dale. I earned a month in the county jail. Not the kind of place to make new friends. It's that goddamn black cat bone again. Got a black cat bone, a curse on my soul. Got a black cat bone, no good luck at all. Goddamn. There you go. That song was stolen from me, actually. Funny story.
That was stolen from you? That's crazy.
It was.
That was a great song. Thanks for playing it.
That was a
It is
great
a pretty
song.
good song.
That sounds pretty good.
Anyway, once all this lockdown nightmare is over, we'll be out and we're frequent. We're live all the time. We'll be dropping links to the video. Probably another week or so, the video will be out.
Oh, good.
Sixgunmusic.com, Facebook, Six Gun Rock on Facebook, Instagram. Let's see, if you go to sixgunmusic.com, you'll find everything, links to everything else, links to the EP. When the video's out, links to the video. We got t-shirts, CDs. I'm just swearing myself out here for a second.
That's okay.
Sixgunmusic.com's got links to everything, shows, all that. So
That's awesome. Very cool.
thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for being on. This was
on
awesome.
tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Where do you
appreciate
guys,
it a lot.
when we're not in quarantine, where do you guys normally play?
That's what I was wondering. Where do they play?
God, we play the Crocodile. We played Louis G's.
Ooh.
We had some shows in Idaho. We had some shows in Spokane. But mostly around here, like Louis G's, Crocodile, working on something with the Tractor. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Fun days.
Yeah, that's the downside of this quarantine thing is the first part of this spring and summer we're going to be branching out. Like, fortunately, we made it down to Oregon, but I think next week or in 2 weeks we were supposed to be going over to Idaho and Spokane
Oh,
and over there. So like,
and then Portland after that.
but now we have to stay home. So.
yeah, that does suck. Did you say you guys went to Oregon before all this?
We did a short one, yeah, and then we're going back to Portland in 2 weeks. I'm sorry, 3-4 weeks, 3.5 weeks. If this thing lifts, like, April 24th, 25th hasn't been canceled yet. It probably will be, but we've got 2 shows and a Bridge City session that we're supposed to do in April. So,
Gosh, I hope you can do it. My May 1st festival for the hybrid, it's called the Hybrid Festival for the local spot.
At
It
Tony B's,
was
Tony B's,
canceled.
up at Tony's, yeah.
Yep, Tony B's. Yeah. So super bummed about that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hear.
We were supposed to play. My
Oh,
other
you
band was
guys were
supposed to
playing
play
that too, huh?
the 4th at Louis, and then we were supposed to play next week at Louis,
Oh,
and we just had a bunch of shows for both my bands. A lot of shows for Six Gun cancel.
That's all right, though. We'll be back. We
I
keep
hear
doing
you.
stuff like this. We're doing stuff like
You
this to
just gotta
try.
hang tight, guys. Just gotta hang tight.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I have a feeling that when this is all said and done, I think people are going to come out. I think people are going to be really grateful and hopefully come to see some bands, especially since I've been shaming everybody like, hey,
me too.
the governor said he doesn't want people to gather, so original bands go out and play original music in the park. No one will come.
Yep.
Oh.
Joke, but
Keep everybody away.
Yep.
We tried to make it.
yeah.
Don't get
So-
politics.
Maxine, thanks for thanks for having us on. This is
Oh,
way cool.
yeah.
I've actually
Sure.
watched more than a few of your guys' shows on here.
Very
So-
cool.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for Oh, hey, Dusty.
Dusty says that she finally gets to hear you guys, and she was supposed to host the day that you guys were gonna
Yep.
perform.
Yes.
We've had so much stuff canceled.
Yeah, it's such
Yeah.
a bummer.
It is a bummer, man. It's such a bummer. My June gig is still not canceled, so I'm hoping that because it's for the local spot as well. We were going to be at Louis G's, so I'm hoping that by June we can be out there.
Hopefully by June everything should be cleared up. I would
We're
think.
supposed to be
I hope
playing that
so.
June show, I think.
What?
Is that the what is it called? It's a local spot festival, right?
Yeah. Oh, you guys are
Backyard.
playing that too. Oh, sweet. We are going to meet in
Backyard? No, not
guys.
backyard. What is that one? Yeah, Louis. We're
We're doing
on
that
that one.
one. That's a
Oh,
Louis.
what
Yeah.
is that one called? Let me look it up.
Yeah.
I'll try to
Okay.
find it. I was looking for it the other day.
But yep,
So-
we're on that one. Here's the thing. Like Chris said, when this is all lifted and everybody's allowed to come outside, it's probably going to be like it's going to be like January 3rd at the gym where everybody comes out. We're going to enjoy it for a couple months. And then the people that really want to be out come October are going to be the ones that are out. And we'll try and capture as many people as we can when they come out. And we're not going anywhere. We're going to keep playing shows. And this is rock and roll music that we can play in front of any crowd, old, young, whatever. We'll play the fair. We'll play the crocodile. So we're out. We're putting ourselves out there. So once this is done, you'll find us.
That's freaking sweet. You guys get to play the crocodile.
And always,
Um,
and always let us know when your shows are, and we will continue to keep, supporting and promoting your shows, and
Okay.
do
Definitely.
what we can do for you.
Thanks,
I
guys.
saw the festival in June. It's called the Backyard Festival 2020.
Okay,
Yeah.
it is the back festival then. Yep. So,
So
we're on that.
somebody-
Fingers crossed.
Somebody in the comments asked about other influences on the band.
Oh, well, go ahead and let us know, guys.
On the
Jake, you
band?
first.
Like our individual influences, or
Yeah, I mean,
That's what I'm thinking.
I think that would be easiest if you told us individually.
yeah, I've always said that at least Six Gun is
Bruno says, besides Johnny
Okay.
Cash and Johnny Rotten, what other influences in the group? There you go.
no
Bueno.
effects, Dead Kennedys, God, Pennywise,
Yes,
uh,
I love that.
Social Distortion, absolutely. God, the Cramps, of course. Cramps is a huge influence. R.I.P. Lux, that was a while back, but I mean, yeah, any of those bands that are in that kind of vein, we really try and take a little bit from them, but really hold on to. We don't want to be a 50s band. We don't want to be a country. We're not a rockabilly band. We're not a punk band. We're a rock and roll band.
That's awesome. You guys are just
Mike, you're up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, influence is really, if it was going to be me, is just bass playing. It's like Les Claypool and I had a Scott, so I can't think of a lot of names right now.
There you go, Breno.
So, I hate to be cliche, but one of the biggest influences for me was Jimmy Page. But honest to goodness, I listen to a lot of ZZ Top.
Sweet.
A lot. And I've been to like 6 or 8 concerts with ZZ Top. I've seen them at the fair when they play their like clean cut, We Don't Swear, and they play all their non-risque songs at the fair. And then I've seen them at the Gorge where it's like a totally different band.
Ooh, I love the
My
board.
very first concert was ZZ Top.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shoot.
They were playing the This was back in like 1986, maybe, at the Tacoma Dome. There was a band called The Unforgiven that opened up for them, and they got booed off stage.
Oh,
Damn.
But ZZ Top, it was their afterburner.
Sure.
George Thorogood, there's another influence.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
That
Remind me of a story. So, booing off stage, apparently. So when we played the Crocodile, we opened.
ZZ Top was my very first concert.
Heck
Floater. That's what we opened for. We opened for Floater.
Floater, yeah.
And apparently they're
yeah. Nice.
they have a very loyal fan base that I guess we heard doesn't really care for the opening acts
Oh,
very often. But everybody stayed while we played, and everybody really liked it. So we got
oh,
a
that's
some love,
good.
yeah.
Heck
got
yeah.
a little love. And they're like, yeah, normally the opening band, they get booed or nobody pays attention at all.
Why would people do that? That's weird.
I think Floater's just one of the bands, just their style. They're like a very niche fan base. So
Yeah, I know Floater.
They were awesome.
they were pretty awesome. And they're cool guys.
When
too.
I go see a bigger act, when I go
I
to
can
see
hear
bigger
Jake
acts,
do the
I
best.
always want to go early so I can see the opening acts
Yep.
because they could be my next favorite band that I've never seen before. I've never heard of before. So that's why I like to go to see the opening acts of the bigger acts because there are some local folk and maybe I never heard of, like when Yacht came, Sunday Crush opened up for them and they are local and I'm a big fan of theirs now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you
I
just
saw the Sword open for Metallica.
Oh,
That I
heck
bought all
yeah.
their albums.
Nice.
Yeah.
Freaking dig the Sword, man.
Nice.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah,
That would be
good.
that would be good.
It was a good show. And then I saw him again up in Seattle. I can't remember where. So
That's sweet. If they come back through, I'm checking them out.
I
yeah,
saw.
they're fun.
I want to say I saw Mudvayne at
These are some good bands you guys have seen.
El Corazon when it was what was it before it was El Corazon? The off ramp?
I think so.
Seeing them in just a tiny little club, that was pretty cool.
Yes. It
That
was
would
And
be
they're
cool.
a huge band.
I saw
Sweet.
Corrosion of Conformity there. They were loud. It was badass. So I got no more light, guys, so I'm gonna take off.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
See you, Chris.
Bye,
Jake.
Chris.
Bye,
Thank
Mike.
you for being on.
Yeah, my iPad's dying too, so
Oh, I got you. Well, thank
Anyway.
you so much.
Jake, do another
Thank you,
song.
Chris, for being on.
Bye, Chris.
Bye, Maxine. Bye,
Bye.
Crash.
Thanks, Gator.
Okay, now we can talk
Bye,
about it.
have a good night. Thank you for being on tonight. All right.
Well, it sounds like Chris had a request for
All right.
Jake to play another song. Do you have another song to play for us, Jake?
I can. We can end on one more song if you want.
I'd love it.
Let me see here. Mike, what do you think? What should I play?
I'm thinking. You got the acoustic.
Sorry, what happened?
No. You say Eyes of Fire or
Jake's gonna play a song.
Yeah, we'll play Ice of Fire. I'll skip the guitar solos again, but we'll play some blues. How's that?
Sweet. Dig it.
Okay.
All right.
as a fire, and I got eyes that burn. Well, I got eyes of fire, and I got eyes that burn. Well, I'd often show you, but you may not return. They say a woman is the root of all evil. Well, they say that a woman is the root of all evil. Well, you can try to tell them, but they'll never believe you. This is where Chris does a wheedly wee. Here we go. Well, I spent my last dime drinking. Now I can't pay my rent. I said I spent my last time drinking. Yeah, now I can't pay my rent. Well, if you ask me now, brother, well, that's money well spent. There you go. I think we'll leave it there.
That was awesome. Thank you, Jake.
That's
I
awesome.
really got into that one. Super groovy, man.
Thanks, guys.
So I got a couple more questions for you guys.
Sure.
And just a heads up, we're normally a 2-hour show, but with our internet connection and camera
Oh, bummer.
dysfunctions, we're probably gonna do these 2 next questions and then go into our neck of the woods, and then we'll do our sign off. Is that cool?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
We're grateful.
I think that
We're gonna have you guys on the 10th. We have you guys scheduled for a performance, which we're very looking forward to.
Yeah, we'll get together, I think, in this room and mic it up and give you something, whatever we can do.
I can. Thankfully, your connection is crystal clear, so that's great. That's great. That at least your end is pretty good. Mike's coming in good.
I'm running through a soundboard, so I think that's probably.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. All right. So, where can we find all of your music online?
Anywhere you can stream stuff, but
Okay.
sixgunmusic.com has a link to
Ooh,
Amazon Music and YouTube, Apple Music,
Spotify, blah, blah,
Spotify, Google. It's all there.
sixgun.com. Is that what you said?
Sixgunmusic.com.
Music. Okay. I'm going to put that out there on our page.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
blah. Appreciate it.
Check them out, everybody. Sixgunmusic.com. And definitely looking forward to that music video. Please let us know about it so we can promote it on our show.
We will. We're looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah.
Waiting.
Videos are fun. I was going to ask you guys, who produces your music videos?
This one we did on our own. We did some stuff previously back in California, like I said, a decade ago, but this one we've done on our own, and we kind of had an idea for what we wanted it to be that fit with Lonely Man, and we just went out and asked Lucky Liquor if we could shoot it there, and we really liked the aesthetics and the neon and stuff at that place, so they let us do it, and we did it there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Very cool.
Lucky
I love
Liquor. They're pretty awesome.
Yeah, they seem pretty cool.
We had some scripted stuff. We had some scripted stuff for the video that we shot kind of guerrilla style around Seattle that day.
Nice. I love that.
Was coronavirus central, but whatever. And then we recorded and they're editing now. So I would expect it at least in April.
Excellent. Yeah. Let us know and we will post it on our page too.
Absolutely. We'll post it relentlessly anyway too.
Nice. Yeah. Well, we'll be watching.
We'll post it individually. I'll post it every couple of days.
Yeah. You'll get tired of
that. Got to do that, man. You got to promote. We get it, So, yeah.
Well, and from what I've seen, so what we've seen so far of how it's coming together, it's going to be a really good video.
Nice. Congratulations. I can't wait to see it.
Me either.
I'll send you a teaser. I got a teaser link I can send you. You can include with the link to the show.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, did you hear that? Yeah. Haha. Nice. That's cool. Very cool. So I ask every musician that's on the show what advice you would give to other musicians out there and for musicians that are just starting out.
Do it for the right reasons. And the right reasons are because you like doing it and because you get something out of it that you don't get somewhere else. Don't do it for money. Don't do it for fame. Don't do it because you want likes. Just do it because you can't not do it.
For the joy of playing.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's helping people.
That's great advice. Thank you.
Yeah. So what I was trying to go with, because I've been in this music scene for probably 15 years, actively in bands, is and like I said earlier, I've been playing bass for 20 years. My advice for anybody really is don't compare yourself to other people that play your instrument and gauge your ability on that. I've been playing a long time, but I know there's some guys in some other bands that I'm good friends with that play bass that I say it with no shame. I think they're a billion times better than me. But it's don't get discouraged because you think somebody else is better than you, and don't quit because you think someone's better than you. You got to find your own lane. Some of the more technical stuff, that's not really my thing. I grew up on punk rock and classic metal, so that classic driving metal bass that pushes a song is the style I like playing. So as much as I like playing the intricate scales and whatnot, and I know a lot of guys that can do it, just because I don't do it doesn't mean I'm a bad bassist. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh yeah, I get you. Yeah,
I totally get that.
That's good advice, man. That's good. I like that.
That is great advice.
Guys, especially in the metal scene, there's especially in the metal scene, everything's all technical and speed now. So there's guys that have been playing since they were 7 years old and they're playing super intricate technical stuff. But most people my age are self-taught.
Right.
Maybe you had lessons.
Guilty. And I got a late start. I didn't start drumming until I was 38 years old. Yeah. And I'm 46 now. So really.
Keep doing it for the right reasons, and if you love it, just keep doing it. And don't try and be the best ever. Just be the best you can be at it and love it. Really.
I say that all the time. Be the best you can be.
That was great advice. Yes. I appreciated that because it made me feel, grateful to be surrounded by such amazing musicians too. Because I feel the same way. You always meet somebody that you think is better, but instead of, being jealous of that or being vindictive of that, respect it and friend them and hang out and learn something from them,
Yeah. There's a band a metal band from the Tacoma area, Massacre at the Opera.
I love
And,
those guys.
Yeah, they're some of my closest friends. They started about the same time as my other band, the Fallen Kings, like a couple months apart. So we've been playing shows with them forever. They're just so good. Like they're one of those bands where you're like, why are you not signed? Why are you not?
Yeah,
huge?
right.
But they're so humble, even though they're so.
They are humble.
talented.
Like I helped them sell a bunch of merch, and like they kicked down a T-shirt, and they were like, "Here." I was like, "Really?
Aw.
I just want you guys on Musicians Hangout, so I still need to get them on here." So no, they were awesome. They played at Bubba's Roadhouse out in Sultan, and like they're just amazing guys, just hanging
They're
out.
loud too.
Yeah, they are. They are, but
But they're
so
fun.
worth
They're
it.
cool guys. But I go see them every chance I get, not just because they're my friends, but because they're good.
So my bandmate Scott Saylor, he says that he just he went on your he's following your SoundCloud page,
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
and he says that you guys got the social thing down pat.
Yeah, even
Which
so much
our
so
band Dissonant Chaos, we are that type of punk rock music also.
We got the social distancing down right now really well.
Yeah.
We all
that's what the D stands for.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, where are you guys located?
All over. Secret. I'm in a bat cave.
In what city?
A very brightly lit bat cave. No, I live out in Enumclaw. I'm probably the farthest one out. And then Mike's in Tacoma. Chris is in Puyallup, and Jim's out in South Hill.
That's crazy. I am in Lake Stevens.
Okay.
And I'm in Squim.
Oh, you're way out there.
I am way out there, yeah. On the peninsula.
I've done a bunch of work out in Squim.
So, and we would like to thank StreamYard for, making this platform possible and helping, musicians out all over the world right now.
Yeah, I love that we can connect like this online because, one of our teammates, Brandon Welch, when we were signing off from our concert series last week, he was saying how nice it was just to see people's faces and interact with others, even if it's online, because, most of us are quarantined and don't really go out unless it's for supplies. And this is how you socialize now.
Yeah.
The norm.
It's better than nothing, man. It's better than nothing. Actually, our cameras aren't doing too bad, so we'll keep going with you guys. I was going to ask you guys also, what ways you listen to music? I like to listen to vinyl. So that's my favorite way to listen to music if I have a choice. Otherwise, I stream.
I stream. I get whatever I might from all the CDs that I have. I always rip them to my computer. So whatever's on my computer.
I stream it just because it's so convenient. And if it's stuff that is not available for streaming, like Tool for the last 15 years before they started streaming stuff, I specifically would use Google Play Music because you can upload your own files and stream them wherever you're at. So I did that with like stuff that wasn't licensed for streaming. But vinyl, if I'm feeling nostalgic and I want to go through the work of breaking shit out and dusting it off, I'll do that. But for the ease of, I still skateboard a lot, so I'll put my headphones in, and I can't take a record player on my skateboard, so it's easy to stream something and just go. So convenience for sure.
Cool, love it.
Yeah, I'm a truck driver, so I stream a lot, but I do have a record player, so I have a lot of vinyl. But I stream everything I can just because I'm so into music that with like Amazon and pretty much all the streaming platforms, if you're listening to one thing, you can just set it to where it just gives you suggestions. So like I'm finding new music, or even recently I'm finding like old bands I haven't listened to in forever.
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's nice.
I just sent Jake a link for a Coffin Cat song.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I forgot about these guys.
Oh,
So it's like the bonus of technology is like even stuff you forget about, you can find again and have access to it. So
Yeah,
I
that's
was in music all day, every day. So
my bandmate says Mike thinks that's exactly my attitude and theory about, don't compare yourself to another musician that plays your same instrument. He says that he is not a great player, which that is not true, but he is a player, and that I guess that is true. But he is a good player. He may not do the Weedles, but he is a really good guitar player.
well, and we're all our own worst critic.
I was
Definitely.
gonna say, I think the day that you meet somebody who says that they're a really good player is the day that's an asshole. You don't want to be around them anyway.
I am the world's okayest drummer.
All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
I will not argue that I'm the world's okayest drummer.
There you go.
Do I have room to grow? Absolutely.
Mike, did you say you're a truck driver?
yeah.
Wow.
Thank you for all your service.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Cheers.
Just do my job.
Cheers.
Well,
Man, you keep it going. Thank you so
you're
much.
making it happen, Captain. So
Yep. I appreciate
Thank
what you guys are doing so much right now. You're out there
cheers.
getting us supplies, doing what you got to do in this craziness. Yes.
Bring this toilet paper and water.
I do animal feed, so I feed our
Oh, even better, because you know what? We got to eat some food too, like beef and lamb or whatever.
I'm actually going to a dairy farm in Arlington tomorrow. So
Wow, I'm so glad that
Ooh.
we could catch you for our show. Like you could be on the
Yes.
road,
no,
like
it's really
wow.
cool. I drive. So we just delivered a farm, so I'm home every day. But
Oh, that's wonderful. You're lucky. Good schedule.
yeah,
Very cool. Very cool.
I used to be a milker out in PL for Lutheran.
oh, okay.
It was a good job.
So
I liked it. It is a lot of work. A lot of cows, but it's for a purpose.
Well, awesome. We have another comment from the chat room.
Which one? This one?
California boy, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in my 40s and I still skate. I can't help it. I haven't broken any bones. I'll probably skate until I can't skate anymore. So
My husband's like that too. He's not quite in his 40s yet.
My bass player, Marcial, he is a skater still to this day. He longboards all the time, and he's a California dude too.
yeah, I don't really leave the ground on my skateboard like I used to, but I still go. So
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm from
You don't
here,
always have
so-
to like rip it up on, ramps and stuff to like skate.
You don't have to do all the tricks, Just skate.
not anymore.
Well, should we do? We do have a couple your neck of the woods
Yeah,
things.
go into our neck of the woods, girl. Go ahead.
So, what's going on in our neck of the woods? Well, since everything has been canceled, we have been reaching out and asking, our fellow musician friends, what do you have streaming? But I think they're too busy, but we do have a few. So April 5th, we have the Lullaby Serenade, Facebook Live at 7 p.m. for Renee Yarrow. So we definitely want to check that out. She's going to be on this Friday too, which we will get to that soon. And we also have from G Hood Stock, April 4th and 5th. They are going to have singers, poets, jugglers, storytellers, and comedians and other artists. Our friends from Black Shepherd are going to be teaming up with This Way Out, and they have a super band called This Way Shepherd. And they are going to be, I guess, we don't have a time on that, but sometime this weekend. And then don't forget on Friday, Musicians Hangout we've teamed up with Big Wood Records, and we have the Corona Quarantine Concert Series going. This is week 2. Week 2, we have the Maxwells with an acoustic set with some super secret squirrel stuff that may or may not happen. We tune in to find out. Not going to give it away. Those guys coming live from New York: Renee Yarrow, MKB Ultra, Twisted Knickers, Brittany Collins. Along, we are going to be having a guest, a comedian, right? Is that correct, Maxine? We're going to have a guest comedian.
Yeah. Brandon's friend is in comedy, so we're gonna have a little comedy act.
Taylor Clark is his name.
Yeah, like how cool is that?
And we also will be interviewing Heather Beck, who is the owner of the Mirkwood. So it'd be nice to get a take on a local venue owner. So
we've got shows coming up there, actually.
One last thing. This one is very, very important and very dear to me. We have a new band going to debut this Sunday on Facebook Live for Adam Essner's birthday.
Yay.
And his new band, Mako Talks.
What?
Yes, Mako Talks. So, definitely check them out. It's going to be very awesome. So I'm excited. So this Friday, and make sure to check it out on Musicians Hangout page on Facebook, because I will Musicians Hangout.
Yay, that's awesome.
Ooh.
Very cool.
All right, and I got your video teaser.
Yeah, the video teaser. Woohoo!
Yeah, hopefully the Mirkwood's not canceled. We have 2 shows coming up, one in May and one in July. So fingers crossed.
Well, let's hope that they are not, because that would be super awesome, because the Mirkwood is literally down the road from where I live. So it'd be awesome.
We've heard really good things about it. I've heard great stuff about it, and we want to come up and support. I love the North.
So fun. It's a great
venue. The stage is huge and amazing.
It's good.
And it's a great venue. All ages until 11 o'clock. So, and the loading is awesome. There's a ramp right back into the holding area, which is directly across from the stage.
Well, they opened up the green room. The green room used to be really, really packed full of stuff, and now it's more open.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They got rid of a bunch of stuff this past Saturday.
Yeah, they cleaned out. Oh, it's so nice.
That's right.
Sweet.
Yeah, I dig that place, man.
Oh, I love that place.
In fact, I was supposed to go there. What was it? When was that crash? Was that 2 weekends ago? We were going to
be It was. Yeah. Yes, it was. It was the same night that I hosted the Cherry Dragon show.
That's right. We were supposed to see Cherry Dragon, Harry Cooter and the Damn Nasties.
And Dojo.
And that's right. So it was like, oh man,
I remember shows like
we were coming up, man. We were gonna go, up to Arlington. That was a big deal, and
I was, I have like other past stuff. Like,
I've never heard of Harry Cooter and the Damn Nasties, but I just decided that we need to play a show with them.
You have.
So let me tell you about Harry Cooter and the Damn Nasties. Mm-hmm. They are super, super close, good, dear friends of mine. They used to be a band called Sir with most of the same members. And then it evolved to Karma's Playbook. And now they kind of did another Chinese fire drill and people switched places again. So now my good friend Dennis Look is now singing and playing guitar for Harry Cooter and the Damn Nasties. He is Harry Cooter, which is his alter ego. And when these guys told me that Den was singing as Harry Cooter, it really caught me off guard because it just didn't sound like anything that would ever come out of his mouth. Because he's such a sweet, amazing person that like it would be kind of like a hush hush. Oh my god, I can't believe I just said that kind of thing.
Well, I don't
And
mean
they
it.
are awesome.
It doesn't matter if they're good or not. I'm sure they're good, but even if they're not, I just want to play with them because of that name. So
You just want their merch.
Definitely, I will get you guys hooked up with Harry Cooter and the Damn Nasties.
Yes.
we're in.
And you guys would actually probably fit very, very well on a bill.
Oh yes.
Because they are about along the same lines of your kind of music. So
That's why.
it would
That's why
fit
they
nice.
jumped out.
Yeah, you guys
Sit
need to
down
meet.
with Harry Cooter and the Damn Nasties.
Oh, there we go.
This is happening.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm gonna
And
message
that's why
them.
we do this. That's why we do this show, so we can connect other artists. So very
Thank you.
cool. Yeah. Hey, our cameras are working really well. So I'm gonna keep asking you guys some questions if you don't mind.
Well, I'll keep answering as long as I have battery on my phone.
Okay. So I was gonna ask you guys about your instruments. What kind of equipment do you have? Tell us about your gear.
Go ahead, Mike.
I have less, so I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm playing. So I used to swear by Ibanez basses. They're still great basses. I'm not knocking them at all, but
I have an Ibanez bass and I love it.
I messed around and I bought a Music Man. So I bought a Stingray 35. So it's got it's a double humbucker bass. Sounds amazing. So I've gotten rid of my Ibanez's and I have two
Really?
Music Mans. And I play. I think it's because just the body it's got a thicker bass tone, and I'm finding in this band I think I'm heading towards an upright. So.
Ooh.
But I play through an Ampeg 210, 500 watt 210.
Okay.
And the reason I did that, I used to have this monstrosity. It was like an ultra bass 4x10, which is like a 150-pound cabinet, and with like a 60-pound head to get the same power. And most places I was playing, in any band I've been in, they just, if you have a bass, they just plug into your direct out. So I'm like, why am I carrying 200 pounds of gear from to plug a cord into my amp when I can just downsize? And even when we play small venues, since I have a 500 watt amp, it's still got plenty of sound for small rooms.
That's awesome.
Then play big rooms, they just plug it up, and it's an Ampeg, so it sounds amazing.
Cool. That's good. Yeah, I like how you can get just as good as sound now with newer equipment compact.
Yeah.
It does make it a lot easier, you know, like, oh man, hauling around that heavy equipment sucks.
Yeah. That's all I got.
Thank you for sharing.
So for me, if it's hats, jackets, or guitars, I tend to collect it.
Tell us all about it. We can see the collection behind you of guitars.
Here's some of them. I'm really big on P90 pickups. I really love single coil pickups. I love the squawk and the scream. So I have a couple P90s here, but I really love Gretsch guitars, and I really love Les Paul body style guitars. I love a solid, heavy guitar. This is a Guild. This was passed down from my dad. It's been through a flood and some things, so I didn't mind putting stickers on it.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, amp-wise, I play through a B52 AT100 tube head and a 412 cabinet. I'm in the middle of actually building myself a 212 cabinet right now that can handle, just for the same reason Mike said, 'cause some of these places I lug in a 4x12 and I hate most combo amps. Most combo amps I'm not a fan of, so I'm just building a smaller speaker box to take my same head with me. So
nice.
I love my combo box or combo bass amp. I have a TC Electronic. It's 250 watts and it has like 210s. It's pretty nice.
No, I don't like guitar combo amps, I guess, unless you get into like a Fender Deluxe or something. They're really
there you go. Yeah.
But most guitar combo amps that are under $1,500 are not good. So
no, fair enough.
What about your drums?
Yeah.
Jim plays DWs.
Strictly DW for Jim. Yeah.
Strictly DW.
Heck yeah, dude. That's my double kick. I've got the 9000s.
Yep. Same. Yeah.
You do? I don't meet very many people with 9,000. So cool.
And he's got full memory lock on the rack system. He's completely dialed in. Jim's definitely professional.
Heck yes, that's cool.
And Chris plays
Marshall.
His new amp, but he uses Marshall.
He just bought a biased amp, a modeling amp that we give him a hard time for because it's like that big, but it sounds really good. And he plays a Marshall cabinet, and he switches back. And Chris has the nice guitars because if you ever come see Six Gun play, I play guitar well enough to sing a song. Chris actually plays guitar, so Chris can justify spending money. Chris has some really nice guitars, and he plays them like they're supposed to be played. So Chris has some really nice Gibson Les Pauls. He's just got a brand new Telecaster, Jimmy Page signature Telecaster model.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he puts things to shame when he shows up.
I forgot to tell him, and he's probably listening in, but I forgot to tell him that, I know he idolizes Jimmy Page, but my dad looks just like Robert Plant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Identical to
I'm
him.
trying to find a picture so I can show you guys. It's so funny. Like, I showed it on a show probably a month or two ago, and people were like, what?
It's funny that you say Led Zeppelin because everybody always tells me I sound just like John Bonham from Led Zeppelin when I drum. And it's not that I don't like Led Zeppelin, they're just not my favorite. But every time I listen to it and listen to the drum style, I'm like, they're right. Like, I do play similar to that. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, wow.
That's my dad.
Robert Plant.
It's like 1989 Robert Plant right there.
Yeah, he was a little bit younger than Robert Plant, but not by much. But my dad didn't drink or do drugs, so he looks fabulous.
That's when Page and Plant got back together and did that Page Plant thing in like 92. That's what Robert Plant looked like.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Yeah, he gets asked for his autograph all the time, everywhere he goes. And
I hope he gives it.
He does. He signs his name because he tries to tell people that he's not Robert Plant, but they won't believe him. In fact, we've been places where, we get the best table or we get the chef to come out and
absolutely.
He's like, I'm not really Robert Plant. And it's like, it's okay, Mr. Plant. No one will know you're here. And it's
get a meal out of it.
Sometimes,
bro, I'm hanging out with you and your dad next time they're in town.
Dude,
we could get a really good seat. Oh, we should go to the Space Needle. We can get a window seat. Free champagne, dude. We're doing it. That's what we're doing. When I meet your parents.
Nice.
Oh, Mike, I showed them the picture of my dad. There he is.
He looks like Robert Plant.
Cool. I will be right back.
Okay. I don't think he heard me.
I think he's scared. Maybe it looks too much, and you just shocked the shit right out of him. He had to leave the room. He's like, I cannot handle this.
Man, the best time I wasn't actually with, but he was at Universal Studios, and the Transformers sent security to get him to take a picture with them.
Nice.
Yeah. He didn't have to wait in line for that.
That's very cool.
And they wouldn't believe him that he wasn't Robert Plant. I think people just want to really believe so much that it's him and that they can tell other people that they won't let him tell them different.
Yeah, sorry, I'm taking that to the kids. My kids are going to bed, so I had to.
Oh, that's cool.
Are you gonna come tuck me in too, Mike?
I will. I will drive out to Enumclaw just for that.
Okay, someone in the chat room has a question for Mike.
Okay.
Boxers.
Oh, the Bagheera. I can't afford a Bagheera, or else I would.
That would be my bandmate, Scott, from Dissonant Chaos.
Hi, Scott.
Yeah, Bagheeras are.
He has a lot of Bagheeras.
But they are they're up there at Mesa Boogie on the guitar side, or they're not
Dude,
cheap.
Mesa Boogie
They
is the
sound
stuff.
amazing.
I
but they're
prefer
expensive.
Ampeg,
Mhm.
but actually I prefer PV above as far as heads go. Like PV Mach 6's heads were the shit as far as I was concerned.
As far as bass amps go, right now, Ampeg is always a solid. They're like, to me, they're like the most trustworthy bass amp.
I'm telling
And
you, my
then,
TC Electronic is actually pretty solid. It hasn't let me down, and it has a nice sound too. And it has something called Tone Print, which I guess you need an app on your phone, but I don't even use it. So
yeah, and then, but Mark Bass is coming along too. But Bugera, that's like top end stuff, you know. And then like that, so your TC, that's modeling if you're using an amp, and that's not really my lane. I keep talking about old school bass playing. I just need a bass, mid, and high to dial in the tone. Like I'm pretty simple on my bass sound. It should just be thick.
I don't run any pedals.
I love
I
that.
don't run any distortion. I don't run nothing. When I play bass, because I played bass for 28 years before I even picked up a pair of drumsticks. And I just like the regular bass sound. Like that's what got me into playing bass in the first place. Was like the nice, deep, rich tones that kind of just hit you like a punch in the stomach. That's what I love.
For a long time, I still have it. It's over at our practice space. I went back to playing passive basses because with a passive bass, you just get
You just plug and play.
bass sound. You know, you don't have to like dial in your levels or nothing. You just volume. And I just like the straight bass sound, and the only other option is really the pickups. But most of the basses I own, my Stingray, my Ray 35 is the only bass I own that has more than one pickup. So like I just like the straightforward bass tone.
Regular old
That's that it fits good too. That his tone fits perfectly for a 6-gun too. It would if he tried to add a bunch of stuff in there and have a bunch of bass driver and phasers, it wouldn't fit. It just wouldn't have the sound that it needs to have.
I think phasers sound good with guitar, but probably not bass. Like I just like a nice thick bass sound. That's why. But I'm a weirdo. I just like nice.
Not.
I kind of am. It's okay. I'm cool with being a weirdo.
Oh.
I like it like the deeper the bass, where it just makes my stomach feel like I want to kind of throw up a little bit. Like the better it is for me. Like I love that. Just like I love 808 sounds. Like oh God, I want one so bad. Just like a boom.
Yeah, for me, it's like if you hear bassists now, any musician in general. I mean, a lot of drummers are using triggers.
I don't use triggers because
modeling, and the basses are using Sans amps and all this stuff, and you get the sound too clean, and I think it takes the authenticity out of the music. Where if you listen to like go back and listen to like old Clash stuff they recorded on like an analog with like 2 mics in a room, and it sounds great.
Minor Threat records.
Yeah. Or like
we actually have a friend. Oh my gosh.
Sean?
Yes. Sean Moran. Yes, thank you. Sean Moran, who has a studio set up for analog. He wants to record bands analog. And he said he's going to be super cheap or barter. You can barter with him because he understands that musicians were poor. A lot of us are family people and we are head of households. So like we have no money.
Especially right now, we're all poor and we're not out there playing.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And but God love him. He has all the equipment and all the soundproofing and everything you could ever need. I highly recommend him. He's in Bellevue. I know that might be a little stretch for some of you, but
I'm going to head up to his studio when it's done. I told him I would, so we'll be there.
Girl, he just messaged me the other day. He was asking me, hey, do you have double kicks? Because he's ready to mic. He's ready to set up a double kick mic and get his room all toned in. So I told him, I was like, I'm ready.
Studios are like tattoo shops where everybody's got their guy, everybody's got their thing. But we did some recording at a secret place out in Ravensdale and did some mixing and mastering at the owner's house. But the factory studio is where we did our stuff, and you go listen to it, and it's stuff that you would think was done at some pretty top-notch studios. So
that's awesome. I love this secret place.
Props to Pierre for sure.
Nice.
Yeah. And you are right. Like we all do have like our secret people. Honestly, I have never recorded with Sean. But he is another local musician and he's a producer and he does know his stuff as far as, studios and setup is concerned.
Well, and he has a lot of passion behind this too. He just wants to, connect with the local Northwest musicians.
He wants to help. Yeah, he wants to help musicians because he knows we're all poor. We don't make anything but like a couple drink tickets per show and maybe $50 here or there. He gets it. So he wants to make like it affordable for local musicians, which I think is a very, very gallant kind of offer.
That is good.
He has really nice equipment too.
Well, yeah, and he's getting that place together nice, man. Really nice.
Well, and then shout out to him because I keep going back to my other band, but our experience with recording in the Puget Sound region is there's some studios that were getting it going, and we recorded them because they had these like demo deals where you could record 4 songs for under $1,000, and that was their price. And then a year later, we want to record with them. We know it's going to cost a little bit more, but then they're quoting us triple. It's like they use bands to kind of get a catalog of music and then jack their prices. So anytime there's going to be a studio that does good work and is fair with their pricing to bands, they should always get as much press and shout out as they can. So
heck yeah. So shout out to you, Sean. That's awesome. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah. Especially in the Seattle area, because every studio in Seattle thinks they're London Bridge.
Or, Robert Lang.
Yeah. Well, they go, London Bridge charges this. I'm like, well, London Bridge is London Bridge, and you're in your basement.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, we do our recording and our studios are at home, and Max does all of the mixing and mastering. And I'm so glad that he does because he spends hours upon hours mixing and mastering and layering and doing his magic. That would cost us thousands of dollars in Seattle to be recorded and mixed like that. So,
Yeah, my band recorded at Synergy Studios, which was great. Jason Shady is amazing. And then we also recorded at Peel Studios with Michael Springer, who was just as amazing. Unfortunately, because of the enormous size of my drums, I kind of hogged all of the microphones. And still I had to share some mics because, I can't have them all. Apparently, guitar and bass need some mics too.
We need a mic or two, right?
It's crazy. My kit needs a minimum of 16 mics. A minimum. Stupid. I want to downsize, but I'm like, I just don't want to. Like, I actually want to add more stuff. I want rototoms, some octos, and maybe a couple splashes. More.
That's why you have your home kit, your studio kit, and then you have your road kit.
Yeah, but my road kit would be so enormous. Like, I'm gonna need like at least 3 roadies.
Oh my!
Like, or at least one. I need at least one.
I help you out when we got shows together.
You always do, and I always try to help you guys out too.
You do.
And I think most musicians are like that. Like we all help each other.
We help each other.
I got a few minutes, guys, and I got to get going. I'm sorry.
Oh,
no worries. We only have about 20 minutes anyway.
Yeah, we totally understand. I was going to ask you guys if you had any special stories you wanted to share about a concert you played or that you had been to. We asked bands about, really cool things that happened, or maybe really
like
weird
good thing, bad thing, weird thing, crazy.
What's a story you want to tell us?
I'll give you two.
Okay.
Ooh.
The first one is, do you have a lot of children that watch this show?
No. We are not children.
We'll just say this. One of our songs off the record from 2005 was featured in a Penthouse movie as part of the soundtrack.
Oh, wow.
So put it that way.
Awesome.
Okay.
That was kind of a cool badge of honor. I like to talk about that. And then I did reference earlier, we had a song that was stolen from us. We played a tour we had back in 2006. We played with Stray Cats bass player. He went out on his own solo tour, and we opened for him. And he was a little full of himself, make a really long story short. We tried to hang out. We tried to do some catering and stuff with him. He wanted nothing to do with us because him on a solo tour was way too big for us to be around. And
I hate when musicians do that. It's like whatever. You started here, you're gonna end up here too.
Right. So we had the record, and we handed him the CD, and he kind of did the whole thanks a lot and blew us off. We played, great show. He ended up playing, and then I don't know, 4-6 months later, something like that, he had an album that came out, and he literally copied the song title. He copied the chord progression. He copied the whole theme of the lyrics. He actually took the song title and made it his album title.
Oh my God.
I got a hold of his management, and I was like, I'm not even mad. I'm flattered that he couldn't write a song better than mine, so he had to take mine. So
yeah, right.
I guess. But so Lee Rocker stole my song.
But you weren't good enough to hang, right? What?
Those are our two good stories.
Ooh, that is a good story. Ooh, that kind of
question. Did you get anything out of like talking to the manager? Did
here's what I arrived
out or what?
Here's what I arrived at. Stray Cats are huge, right? Lee Rocker, the bass player for the Stray Cats, until I tell you his name, you don't know who he is.
Right.
So that guy didn't make any money on that song. So for me to go bark up that tree would be an exercise in futility, where I just took it as a compliment of, you know what, man, great, you run with it. If you can't write a song and you got to take one, then good on you. And I just left it.
Yeah, but what if you made it big on that song? He could have came after you.
Mine was published first.
Touche. Good for you. Good for you. That is the correct answer. And that is exactly what I wanted to hear.
Mine's published.
That is the rule. Bands, make sure that you copyright your lyrics and everything in advance.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know how to do it, it's easy and it's free. Look it up.
Get your licensing and get it done and register it and keep it.
Definitely.
Definitely do it. Yep. Wow, good story. Thank you. And
that is a good story.
Stories like this remind me of why we have our mission statement, because we're trying to be a community here. We're not trying to work against each other. We're trying to work with each other. So that's what we're about. Come on, people, play nice.
Yeah.
And write your own damn songs. Jeez.
Right. Yep. It seems like my interweb is starting to go crazy again.
Well, you know what? I think that was a really good way to kind of end the evening. You guys have anything else to add before we sign out?
Yeah, I got this quick story of Sick Gun.
Yes.
Lucky Liquor. So we're doing this show, and we're recording our video. So that's kind of in the back of my mind at least. And ran a really good show. But somebody, when they set up all their gear, put their guitar cables over their microphone stand and kept stomping their cords out.
Oh.
So like I'm trying to play the bass and then the guitar is cutting out, so I'm trying to play and then duck down and plug the guitar back in.
He is the roadie and the bass player in the same evening.
But it was fun. And we have, being in a band and with these guys that I was surprised at how well we gelled. When we play shows, you're in bands when you have like little hiccups and stuff. Some bands, like a little hiccup in a show, can derail the whole show. I don't think that's ever happened to us. I think we just
that's good.
Just keep going. Yeah, that's we.
And most of the time, the crowd doesn't even notice. I mean, when the guitar goes away, they kind of notice that. But like, the other things, and then we finish playing and go, "What happened there?" And then we went down when we were in Oregon. He did the same thing and plugged in his guitar over his mic cables, but we caught it in time.
Nice.
Just don't take yourself too seriously, folks. That's all there is to it.
That's the way you gotta go, man. You gotta just keep rolling, keep jamming. Good story. Thanks, Mike.
That was a good story.
Do you guys have a friend named Farman? We got Farman in the chat room over there. Not quite sure what they're trying to say, but hello anyway, Farman. Thanks for joining.
I don't know why that is.
I think I did that. That's me. That's my bad. Sorry. I did it again.
Just step away from it. You're trying to say this.
I was trying to just scroll.
I don't know what that means. Not Norman.
I have coronavirus. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have coronavirus.
And we're all gonna get it from watching the show.
That's why we're satellite movie.
No, I don't have coronavirus. I have allergies. This is like the worst time on the planet to have allergies.
Yeah, you can't go out in public and cough like that. You get shot.
Oh my gosh! I went to the store the other day, and at the checkout line, own checkout, which W-2. Where's my W-2 for my own self checkout? If I'm doing the work, you're gonna pay me. Anyways, hey, maybe that's what this whole stimulus check is about. It's like my compensation for my own checkout. Anyway, I'm checking stuff out, and so with allergies, you have what's called post-nasal drip, and it's just snot running down the back of your throat, and it just tickles the back of your throat, and I'm trying so hard, and I'm just trying not to cough, and I'm just I gotta do it, and I'm just everybody, just the tiniest little, just enough to alleviate some of the tickle.
Yeah,
everyone just stared, just daggers at me, and all I did was just I just wanted. Oh my god, I could not. And then a few more groceries, and I'm like, oh my god, I got to do it again. It's people were just leaving.
You just leave your cart and run out.
I'm like, whatever. You didn't leave me any toilet paper anyways, so.
It's that COVID-19.
Yeah, it's the COVID-19. So now everybody, oh my god, we have splash guards up and all sorts of craziness. Yeah, no joke. Yeah, there's no joke. There's splash guards for the checkers.
Oh yeah.
And where you write checks.
You're like a bank teller now. They're like bank tellers.
They're like bank tellers. No joke. No joke. I'm gonna.
Oh my gosh, that's not how it is in Squim yet.
I'm gonna take a picture. I have to literally go to the store tomorrow, so I'm gonna take a picture and I'm gonna send it to you. So I can just be flash guard.
Yes. Yes.
Quarantine COVID-19.
Selfie with it.
Oh, I'm totally gonna be. I'm probably gonna try to find my favorite teller guy. His name is Anthony. He's
we all have our favorite teller. Yes.
Dude, he's just this kid. He's super young, but he's got blue and green hair.
That's awesome.
And he always wears the cancer cape.
I gotta head out, guys.
Okay, thank you so much, Jake.
Thank you for being on tonight. And thank you so much for all the amazing songs.
Yeah, thanks for playing. We can't wait to have you guys on our show.
Of course.
For the concert series.
He did already. Oh, wow. He did take off.
Well,
I'm
incredible.
like,
Talking about the grocery stores, I just want to shout out to all the grocery store and retail workers out there that are putting themselves on the line and out there for us. You know, like,
we need to thank our truck drivers, Mike. Thank you so much. Even if you don't think that you're doing a good thing just because you go to farms or whatever, you know what? Those cows are providing milk and or meat. I mean, I don't know what kind of. Oh, yes, you did say dairy farm, so it's a dairy farm.
We do dairy. We also deliver to Foster Farm, so you get chicken too. So
Okay, boom, Foster Farms and eggs also. So thank you for that, because we depend on your services. We depend on our checkers. We depend on our farmers. We even depend on the people at the processing plants. You know, like, it takes a freaking village, people.
Well, we wanted to also thank the medical staff that are out there that are working their tails off, doing
their lives,
double, triple, quadruple shifts just to, you know, keep up with all of this. Like, you are all in our thoughts. We're all sending you, you know, all good vibes.
Good juju.
Heck yeah. Thank you for everything that you do for us.
definitely.
Absolutely.
And just a reminder to everybody, if you don't have to go out, stay in so we can stop spreading this. So don't go out if you don't have to.
And remember to tune into Musicians Hangout, the Corona Quarantine Concert Series, Fridays nights. And it starts at 6 o'clock, not
6
7.
p.m.
We're starting early, and we might be ending late. We don't know.
We might just keep going. We don't know.
We don't know.
You never know what could happen. It just keeps going.
This Musicians Hangout is anyone's guess.
Exactly. Well, yes, the Maxwells will be starting it out with our acoustic set on Friday, so you don't want to miss out. So please tune in, everybody, and we will see you then.
All right. And thank you all for joining us tonight. And have a very great rest of your Wednesday and April Fool's Day, too. So
ain't no fools here.
Nope.
Just like our friend Justin from those guys, he says the cops can't shut down the internet.
Boom, baby. You're right. They can't shut the internet down.
Everyone support the bands you know and your friends. Stream all the bands you can, all the local music. I know a lot of guys in bands that they're missing shows as much as I am. I mean, it's what we do. So if you know somebody, buy a shirt, you know.
Yeah.
Watch the videos. Check out the Facebook
Get all that
pages.
stuff. And don't forget that you guys can catch Six Gun on April 10th right here on Musicians Hangout.
Heck yeah.
So stay tuned. All right, Maxine, you want to take us out?
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Good night.
Night, everyone. Have a great night and be safe. Stay home.